You are now listening to Between Us Girls, the podcast, where we discuss life's fuckeries and then some over wine.
Hey, welcome to our show. This is Michelle.
Danielle.
And Sharonda.
And this is
Between Us Girls.
And you can always find us on Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker, Pippa, Stitcher, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. Or you can just visit our website, www.betweenusgirlspodcast.com/episodes.
And if you would like to hold your girls down financially with a large, small, in between financial contribution, you can go to www.patreon.com/betweenusgirls.
Yes.
Drop them dollars,
Make it rain.
please. And fucking thank you.
So, our fan of the week this week is somebody who's been with us since the beginning.
Literally, they were.
Our friend Irby.
Yay!
Irby, we appreciate you starting this journey with us and just being a solid supporter of Between Us Girls. We thank you.
That's the Irby clap.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta know what the fuck I was doing.
He'd be like, okay, so we're just going to, and then,
Clap.
and then we would fuck it up again.
Fucking Irby clap.
He was very instrumental in the beginning, and he's even since we parted ways, he's still been very supportive, which
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Because that says a lot about a person's character. Despite how things go on, that you still can be supportive of somebody and say, "Hey, I'm here if you ever need me." Regardless of what happened.
Right.
Like that's pretty dope.
Willing to
That's true
help.
friendship.
All of that. Yeah.
And maybe
all
not,
of that.
yeah. Nomads really in MBMP has been like a family. So, of course, he's going to
The
support us. I
Facebook groups
think.
that we're a part of.
Yes. Where we're real life, where we live our lives. And so, speaking of our groups, we have the infamous social climbing, men supporting Ron fucking Freeman. He is here with us today. Hello, Ron.
Hey, how you doing, ladies?
He's like our very own man going his own way.
He really is, but he claims to not.
But team
He's
of
not
one,
me.
but team of one. Team
Right.
of one.
Right. I mean, he knows all about men going their own way, but like
He's very knowledgeable within the male community.
he is. Apparently, he knows all the men.
All the men everywhere doing everything.
Yes.
And he knows what they feel
I follow
like.
the men's man of fear. No sipping.com.
What the
No
fuck?
sipping.
No simping.
Wait,
no
is
simping.
that a real place?
What?
Is that a real?
Oh, yeah. No sipping.
No, it's not a real place.
You should make that a website.
Please don't.
You should do it. I can build it for you.
Do it.
Yeah, Danielle. Michelle.
So tonight we're going to talk about women proposing to men and whether or not it's, good or not. And then we also recently saw a video where a lady was talking about how she had like a double mastectomy, had her breasts removed, and the guy that she was with had been cheating, and then she forgave him. So we're going to talk about that, kind of chop that up and see, are women settling? But before we do all that, Sharonda, what we sipping on?
We are sipping on a Chardonnay, which we've had before, but not this brand. It's called Simply Naked. And the only reason I chose this one is because it's actually unoaked. And I don't think that we've had a Chardonnay yet that was unoaked. If we have, I forgot. So whatever. It's called Simply Naked. And the alcohol content is 13.5%.
We better turn up.
And it's white because I know Michelle likes white.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She's a white girl. Just kidding.
Oh my God, no. Finish that other song first and then we'll talk about
That was the he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Do-do-do. All right, so Let's jump into our first topic. Danielle, you posted the other day in our group, and actually, like, the post got a lot of action.
People came out that had never even said anything before. Like, I was like, where all these people come from?
They were like,
I didn't know that post was going to get, like, so much hype, but it was just a picture of a woman on one knee, and she had her 3 kids in the background.
She was dressed like fucking Spider-Man.
and she had her hand out, her hand up, and the dude had his hand out. She looked like she was putting a ring on, and he kind of looked a little pigeon-toed excited.
I think with the last time I saw that, someone said that he looked like he was gay.
I mean, it possibly could have been.
Nah,
I don't know, but
there's only one way you can put a ring on. You got to put the hand out. Like,
I don't-
you
it was just like-
you
it's
You
have
can
a
put
gay
your hand out, or
regardless.
you could be like on some. Here you go, boo.
Well, she was on her knee, so we got to slip the hand down a little bit. So it's gonna get that gay
That
arch.
wrist, that gay arch,
I
that
think
gay
it
arch.
was-
way around it.
So the
I think
only
it was his
time
whole
the gay
stance.
arch is okay is if you're putting a ring on his finger.
like kiss the
guess-
finger.
Yeah, kiss
They
my
said he
ring.
was kind of
like
oh my God, like this kind of excited. Or like sitting
think
there
so?
like, girl, I know you're not finna embarrass me in front of all these people.
yeah. Oh my God.
The smile was a little much, but he just dipped the hand down to get the ring on. Like, they wasn't
That's
no
the only
gay.
time that's acceptable.
And he had
Thank
real big hands in the picture. You saw,
So the big hands can't be gay hands?
but it looked gayer because
They
the,
call them
the
bears,
long fingers
right?
was coming
Bears?
down.
So Ron, can I
think they call
ask you a
bears.
question? I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, is that simping to accept a woman's marriage proposal?
No,
That's not.
no.
Oh my God. Okay,
No.
explain. To
I
me.
don't know why you would think Ron. I think Ron would be all for a woman proposing to a man. He just seems like the type
Would
that's
you would be
that's
okay
eager
with your
for
girl
it.
proposing to you?
Well, no. Here's the thing with the proposing. Black men are traditional. Like we even the ones raised by their moms.
Every single one of y'all.
We're
The
traditional.
moms without their dads.
Without the dads.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still a traditional belief. Our problem with the situation is this. You gotta look at it on 2 ways. One, what's the difference between a woman proposing and a man being kind of forced into marriage? I'm asking you girls.
I think it's
The difference
same.
is who asks.
same.
That's it. I mean, it's going to end up being the same end result, but one is the woman asking, and one is the other the other person asking out of pure obligation.
Okay.
So it's the same result, though.
Well, I think that for a long time, black males have been forced into marriage. I feel
really?
that. Yeah, I feel that going through the Vietnam War, where a lot of black men got drafted and stuff because of the war, they picked wives and they got married before that. And then back in the day, if you got a girl pregnant, your dad made you marry her. I was at my dad's wedding, mom wedding as a little kid. In the pictures, my granddad went to my dad and said, "Hey, you got her pregnant. You got to do what you got to do."
So wait, back up.
That's old school.
You were in the wedding,
I was in the wedding.
so your parents had you before they got
Before.
married?
And my dad probably might not want to got married, but my granddad said, "Hey."
And
know
then
the
you were
rules."
how old?
What?
How old were you?
Maybe 3, 2, something like that.
That's quite a little while.
I think-
After
I don't know exactly the age. I just know I seen the pictures of me in the wedding.
wedding, okay.
Yeah, so I could have been real young, younger than that. But the fact of the matter is, I know that my granddad went to my dad and said, "Hey, you got her pregnant. You got to marry her."
so you feel like your dad was forced to marry your mom, then?
Well, I felt like it was put in his era where that was the expectation back in the day. You know what I mean? You got a girl pregnant, you married her. You know, and you got pressure from the parents to do so. We don't have that nowadays.
No, now the women, if they get pregnant and they want you to marry them, they will tell you.
Oh yeah, they'll put
You
the
know.
pressure on you, and they'll do it in many different ways. So I'm saying if you're gonna do that anyway, you might as well just woman. You might as well propose to them because it's the same thing.
Well, I think that's what my problem is with women proposing, because I feel like, if a man wants to marry you,
Absolutely.
he will
He will
definitely
do
ask
it.
you.
There's 4 types of guys that would propose and want to get married and want to marry you and stuff. One is the religious guy. There's a lot of still black Christians now that believe in the faith of marriage and God
Right.
and that ceremony and stuff like that, and he's going
Agreed.
to marry you because of that. 2 is a guy who just want to throw a party. He want to get married. He want to be
Really?
the center of attention. Yeah, my best friend name was the same way.
Okay.
All
So
his
you
friends lived
so
out of
you-
town.
So
he wanted
you
to-
just put your friend out there.
Oh, yeah. He wanted everybody to fly in. He wanted everybody. He wanted to throw a big hurrah to be the center of attention for everybody. He was caring about the wedding more than she was.
But you don't think he really wanted to marry her?
Yeah, but I'm just saying to the point where
But
he wanted to ask her, where he wanted to do the romantic proposal and all that type of stuff, where it was beneficial to him.
That sounds like a woman.
But you don't think that was just because he was genuinely excited about, I'm only asking because I don't know your friend. It's not because he was genuinely excited about being married to this woman, or?
Nah, because the way he threw the wedding, he overspent on the wedding. He really wanted, he kind of
Some
really
people
wanted
just like to
way.
throw money out there like that.
He's the type of person that wants to be the center of attention. He wants his day. He wants all his friends that lived out of town, because nobody lived here, to fly in. So he got one big party with all his people in one spot. That meant something to him.
That's so normal for a wedding, though. I mean, that's literally the norm. Like, I can't tell you how many weddings I've been in where people have had to block off damn near whole floors of hotel rooms just to put their family up there. They're coming from out of town.
No, that is. But
friends and
when does he get everybody flying in to see him at one time?
So you feel like, and then we'll move on to the next two. So you feel like he just wanted everybody to come look at him. Is what you're saying?
No. He wanted.
But that's what you said, Ron.
No, I get. He's always been an entertainer. He always wanted to be the big guy to throw the big party, the nice stuff like that. Now you in this new wedding, you in suburbia, stuff like that. All your family and all your friends live out of town. It's very exciting to you to say, hey,
Come
everybody's
see what I've
flying
done.
in. We're gonna throw a big shebang here. I'm gonna be the center of attention. He, when we used to throw parties back in the day with him, it wasn't necessarily about the party. It was about everybody having a good time.
Yeah.
And,
So it's about
everything
about
going
the
good.
community.
Everything going good. It's hard to throw a
Bringing
party.
everybody
It's hard to throw a wedding. You know what I mean? But when
Right.
stuff goes off without a hitch.
Have you done it?
But here's the thing. But people, if you're saying, see, you're debunking your own theory right now by saying he was always the guy to throw the party. He was always the center of attention. He was always that guy. Why would a wedding or a wedding party or anything of that nature be different from him? Because that is what you all have always gotten from him, and it's what's to be expected.
Because
from
it
him.
hasn't been him in a while because now he lives in suburbia. Nobody lives in Houston. He moved in with her. None
So
of his
maybe
friends
he
were-
felt like that was his last time to throw a really big party.
Yeah, and that was true. But
I
I'm
mean,
saying
even though it
that
wasn't.
No,
helped.
and that's fine, but you're saying that's the second type of guy that's out here. But to me, nothing sounds out of the ordinary outside of this guy likes to entertain. He likes to have fun. He wants to have his friends around. He hasn't done it in a while. So now this is the opportunity, a wedding, which is a big deal, is an opportunity for everybody to come and do that one big hurrah again. So I don't really see anything wrong with
The point
that.
of it is some guys really want to throw a wedding more than some women want to throw a wedding.
No, I
and
absolutely-
that's a truth of the matter. I hate to put a
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
on,
yeah,
on
yeah.
some feminine stuff like that, but some
No,
guys
it's fine.
really-
That's not feminine, though. That's
It's
a
just-
union
it's just
between two
like-
people that, maybe he might. Because I was like that the first time I got married. I was like, if I can go to the courthouse, I ain't got to do shit. Like, I'm not, because I am thoughtful about my money. I'm thoughtful
Right.
about planning stuff. And I'm that way because I think that way. So to me, a wedding is not a big fucking deal. To me, I would rather us, go buy that house that we wanted, or be able to go on that vacation that we wanted, or do things 2 times over because we have all this extra cash. Some people just think that way. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily a matter of them not wanting to, not really being into it. More so that some people are just simplistic that way. You know what I mean? Even people that have money.
So let me ask, what are the other two types of guys?
The other type is one is the loyal type guy. So this is the guy who the girl's been down, he's been up and down. When he was down, she supported him all the way through, had his back, and the only way he feels he can truly repay her is to get down on one knee and marry her and surprise her, throw a nice romantic proposal and wedding and things of that nature.
But you
So
don't
that's
feel like
like a-
that's because he loves her genuinely?
I think he's heading towards the obligatory man. He feels like he's
Okay,
obligated,
he's obligated
to marry
to
her
marry her.
because she's been down with him.
Well, it's not
and
an obligation. He wants to, but he feels like he has to do it then. Like, there's nothing else he could do.
Pressured.
Yeah, there's nothing else he could do to he could take her to the nicest concert. He could take her. He could buy her the purse now and stuff like that. But it's still not going to get there like marrying her will. He knows that.
But he's going to be unhappy though, right?
Not necessarily. Like, happiness is that's between them. I'm talking about how he gets there. How do you get the romantic proposal? How do you get a guy who's just can't wait to get down on one knee with the ring?
Okay, so what's the fourth type of guy?
The fourth type of guy. So we got religious guy, we got the loyal guy,
the party guy.
we got the party guy, and then the other one's the infatuation guy. Now, this guy got lucky. He was the fat dude. They got
I
a
feel
pretty,
like you
pretty
making up
girl,
shit.
and he had to lock her down
Like, real
so
talk.
quick. He needed her. He can't wait to get married. Oh my God, I can't wait to show off this bride and this and that. And he going through all the stops. This dude throwing the proposal on the rooftop of Caesar Palace. and this and that.
But what does this have to do with women proposing?
Well, I'm saying, okay, so you got those 4 types that really want to propose. Now, they really only like 30% of the guys. The other 70% got a baby by you, y'all been living with each other for a while, or y'all been dating, and he gets on chill mode, and he ain't necessarily really thinking about really wanting to invest the money and all that type of stuff into getting married at the time. Everything's going smooth. You know, marriage is an investment of money. You understand? He got to buy a ring. Even if y'all go to Justice of the Peace, it's still that paperwork's expensive and things of that nature. He might not be.
Okay.
Wrong. That paperwork is not expensive.
I'll say this.
It's roughly $100.
Baby, let me
max
tell you.
for everything.
Ron's like, I go to Vegas every weekend, but that paperwork.
No. There's some guys out there that's making, you know what I mean? That's making the minimum.
Oh, I know. You said, there's nothing wrong with the guy who
And
makes
there's some
40
guys that
a year.
just don't want to make big decisions. There's some guys that they don't. It's stressful to buy a house. They can get one. They don't want to do it just because they don't want to make that jump. They don't want to invest that money into something. They're more of a relaxed,
So
chill
getting
guys.
a wife is just like buying a house. Like it's a long-term investment.
It's a long-term investment.
So okay. So back to what we were trying to figure out. Is it cool? It's cool for a woman to propose, right?
Well,
Was what you're saying.
I'm saying that some guys need a little push. They need something to move the puck. If a girl proposes to a man that she really likes, it's a good chance he's not going to say no. And the reason he's not going to say no is it's every man's fear to be left at the altar. I mean, to go down on one knee.
To be rejected.
Yeah, and get rejected there. So he ain't going to put her in that situation where if she got down on one knee, he's going to tell her no in front of her kids, her friends and family. He's going to say yes because we understand that plight. We've been there. So if she does it to move the relationship forward because he's stubborn, well, those reasons to not do it, she's still gonna get the job done. He's gonna say yes. I think
just
most
feel like I would feel like I got shortchanged because I would never know for sure if you were really like.
Well, you're never
I
gonna
wanna
know
marry
for sure if you forced them into it anyway by doing all those
But it
hints
makes-
and all those subtle.
But
all
from
the-
what you're saying, it sounds like every time somebody proposes or somebody gets married, they're being forced into it.
Well, no, a lot of them are. You're giving hints. Most of the time, you're giving hints. Most of the time, you saying, okay, we've been dating for about 2 years. It's about that time. And you leaving the hints around. That's how he knows. And then one day, he has a good day. Oh, man, it's a good day. I might propose to her next week. That's how it kind of happens.
Lord have mercy.
I'll say, okay,
Okay. So
I brought some statistics because I knew who we was talking about.
Gotcha.
Right. So he's not really that far-fetched because according to a poll in Glamour,
Glamour
Yes,
magazine.
Glamour magazine. They interviewed 500 men, and 33% of them, which he just said 30, he just threw out 30, said that they would not mind a woman proposing to a man. The other 63.
that's not what he said. He said that there's the 30% of men are one of those 4 men that he just mentioned. He did not say 30%. He didn't say that. He said those 4 men, those 4 different types of men that he just described were 30% of the population, and the other 70% are the ones getting duped.
Okay, so then
and
that's the
tricked
other.
and all
what
these
did-
other
okay, what
things.
is-
Trick. That's
No,
we?
because but here's the thing: you're saying stuff like, "Oh, she's dropping hints, this and that." And that's crazy. I'm defending it. I am not. I've never been that woman. I don't have to drop a hint. You know what I mean? If I want to know something, I'm going to ask you. What are we going to do? Are we? But I would.
That's kind of forceful.
So
though.
many words. No, it's not. Because here's the thing. I would never even go initially into a relationship unless I know what is it exactly that you're looking for. Are you looking to have a good time? Are you looking for somebody to settle down with? Or do you want to just take this thing, day by day? And then from there, I assess and decide whether or not I'm ready to move forward with the relationship. I've done all 3. Now, when I do get with somebody who says I am looking to eventually be married and get with somebody to seriously settle down XYZ, okay, then we can continue to pursue the relationship because we both know that that's where we're both going. That's the common goal that we have in mind. Whether or not it's with one another, that's why we're on this journey. Correct? Right or wrong?
Yeah, but you're dealing with men. Men lie. I mean, it's just what it is. Like,
No, but see, and that's the thing. I don't deal with those kinds. I
Ron
will
said
cut
he
their
know
ass.
all of y'all.
No,
Don't forget
y'all get cut off. And see, y'all lie. The funny thing about it is you can lie all day long, and that's cool, and that's fine. Y'all think women are dumb? Like, we catch on, and we see. Because when your actions don't equal your words, we see that shit, and we can't dismiss
when I mean
you.
lie, I mean sometimes a man don't know. You don't understand. You put him on the spot to say where you want to go with this and stuff like that.
And you could say, I don't know.
A man knows that in the back of his head, yes, I want marriage, I want kids and stuff like that. He just doesn't have a timeline on it. He might know that he wants it, but he don't have a timeline on it. So that's the same thing as lying because he's not there yet. he knows what he wants, but he doesn't have a timeline on it.
Well, why not just
And that's
say,
okay
I'm
to
not
not
there yet?
And that's okay to not have a timeline on it. But at the end of the day, see, now you're going. Okay, now I'm starting to understand.
Okay, well, let
you
me
more.
just say that historically, men propose to women because, first of all, women didn't have shit.
Yeah.
They belonged to their family, their dad. So
Right.
a man would say, okay, I want you. I plan to take care of you. Men don't have to do that anymore, though.
Yeah, and
we go to
that's
work,
another problem
so-
too. It's like y'all can't have both sides. You even want the
Who is us?
women in general, all over the world.
because you're the king of, I ain't simping.
I'm saying pick a side. Men are confused as hell, and most of them are. They say,
You're
hey,
telling us to pick a side, but y'all can be confused.
no, we're confused because we don't know if y'all want the traditional stuff, where you, or if you want the non-traditional. You
It
you
depends
want
on
it
the
both.
woman. It
Isn't
depends
that when
on
you-
that woman.
That's why you take the time to get to know people and date
Most of
them.
the women want it both. Y'all want the traditional stuff when it benefits you, and you want the non-traditional stuff when it benefits you. It's
But
selfish.
my question is, though,
I don't
how
think
do we
that that's
not
selfish.
want the
It's very
traditional
selfish.
stuff? My thing is, I have to go to work because, as you like to point out so eloquently, I'm a single mom. So that means I have to work. I have to go get money. So I can't traditionally be feminine in that respect because I have to go out and be in my most masculine energy at work because I have to try to get a raise. I have to do all these things.
Yes.
But I still want to be proposed to. I'm still not planning to go propose. Like, that to me
Period.
is not something I'm trying to do.
And I understand that part of it, but if a
To
man
me, that's female simping. Don't do it.
no, I'm saying this
Don't
though. So,
do it.
but the problem is this: if a man did come in and say, "Hey, you can be with your kid. You don't have to work as much. I could help you out. I could put some of that burden and stuff." Can you really play that real traditional role? Have you been trained in the aspect of
Trained by whom?
Trained.
by usually by seeing it at home? Have you saw
Yeah.
a traditional
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
with your
My
mom?
mom worked,
Yeah.
but she took care, and I've said this, and you've liked my comments. My dad worked. He made most of the money. My mom worked. She made probably half his salary.
Yeah.
She did other things. She paid for my soccer, gymnastics. She would
Did
buy
stuff with the
clothes every
kids,
season.
food, stuff like that.
And he would go do groceries and he paid the bills. But I mean, I know what it's like for a woman to be in a position of submission because that's what I grew up seeing. But a lot of people have submission fucked up because it's not that traditional, oh, you're just going to do what I say. It's if he's leading correctly, of
you
course you're gonna
follow accordingly, right?
The only time women really say, no, we can't do that is when y'all about to do something stupid.
Yeah, I understand that part.
Yeah,
you
I know
can't do
you
whatever
did.
you want.
You
to.
almost didn't have nothing to say.
No,
Yeah,
I
almost.
didn't because you
Almost.
follow the traditional guidelines that a man expects. So a guy with you, if you're that traditional and you cooking every day, or the good stuff, like, you know what I mean? You ain't shortcoming.
What is good stuff?
Oh my God, I just can't even.
So no
believe it.
hamburger helper?
Hey, the good stuff. I'm talking about the old. I mean,
It's just like you.
women
would
now
do-
they cook. They have traditional. The traditional
Ron,
women cook half the time.
Let me tell you what it's like.
Calm
Let me
that
explain
down.
to you.
I'm
Okay,
a
so my
full-fledged
mom
chef
did
and
cook every day.
Don't do it.
You
But
what?
she didn't always make something from scratch because she was driving from the medical center to Tomball. Both of them were. And she didn't always cook nothing from scratch, but we always had a hot meal, and my daddy didn't complain about that shit. Yeah. Once again, you didn't have nothing to say. Shut them down. Hell yeah.
Okay, I get where you say men are confused because it's like women want to go to work, but it's like
Who
women
wants
don't
to
want
go to work?
Women don't want to. A
Some
lot of women
wanna
do.
work.
A lot of women
They do. You
wanna
know why
work.
they want to work? Because a lot of women want them extra. They want to shop. They want the extra stuff.
I
It's the
don't-
guys that can hold it down, but they might not be able. They
I
might
don't
be able to
think
hold it down
that
on a
it's-
budget.
I don't think that
And the woman's
that's
gonna
the
say,
reason why.
Part of the
like,
reason, though, is the cost of living is it's hard for one person to sustain a household.
It very is, but if a man takes pride in that, he really wants to do it.
But how do you think a woman feels about having something of her own that she is creative in and that she's good at? You know, let's just say, for instance, you know, a woman is good at accounting, and that's like her passion. She loves numbers, and you want this woman that has this passion to not even pursue it.
No, that's not what I'm doing. I would love for her to pursue it.
But okay, so
The
no,
thing
I'm
is
talking
this,
about
though.
in terms of tradition, where we're saying that a
But
woman
even-
works,
but see,
and you're confused.
You're getting confused with the situation because her being in accounting is what she does. That's not who she is.
Okay,
who she is a traditional woman.
I'll agree with say what you do is not, doesn't define who you are as a person. However, I will say that what you do can also be your passion, what you want to do with your life, or you don't want to just necessarily sit at home when you have this mind.
Let her do it. She still has responsibilities as my wife.
You know, I was watching,
Okay.
the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and I guess it was like the kid's mom that, I can't remember what her name was, but she had like this master's degree in political science. So she was always like plotting on this other lady because she was fucking bored because she was at home. She was like a high society mom, but she didn't have a job. She couldn't work. She wouldn't use her
The
degree.
blonde chick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember how she was crazy and she was like, I'm going to buy that painting that you
Yeah.
want just to have some
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
Like, she was bored. And that's the thing is, like, we need an outlet. Like,
Everybody
Nobody
needs-
minds that. We're not. Men love for y'all to work, bring some money home. Man, ain't no man afraid of money. But the fact of the matter is, I'm saying this: if you're gonna do that, that's cool. But if he wants a traditional woman, he's giving you a choice. He said, "Hey, if you can't do both, then come do this. But if you can do both, then do both." But women are complaining about doing both. Like a man ain't doing a bunch of stuff.
like, who is complaining about doing both? Like, women have been working and taking care of home for years. Since they
Hundreds
jumped into
of years.
the workforce. And
right.
actually working at home is hard work. So that's 2 jobs that women have.
Okay,
And only
Once
get
again,
paid
he's
for
hush mouth.
to go back to the actual topic, I found this story about this woman that proposed that I thought was pretty interesting.
Okay.
She says, "We were dating for 3 years. I was ready. I knew I loved him and wanted to get on with it. I was nervous when I asked his dad for permission. It was, I know.
You went too fucking far.
It
with
was
the comment.
Thanksgiving, and I wanted to ask Todd the next day, so I had to do it. I made a deal with myself that I do it before Thanksgiving dinner. I told his parents I'm going to ask Todd to marry me, and his dad said, "Hey, that's great." And his mom asked, "You got a ring?" So I'm just wondering, like, how would you feel if your son's your son's girlfriend came to you and was like,
I
think
want his hand in marriage.
exactly.
I would feel cool because my son is bringing value. I know that she cares that much.
I just have such a problem with this because I'm like, there's
She's
already
going-
so much switch.
Whose
Already so
last
much
name are you
switch.
going after? You're going after his last name.
First
anyway.
of all, he needs to be going after you and wanting to give you that last name. Not you
she's-
being like, oh, please give it to me.
The man's the prize. That's the
No,
prize.
he's not. The man is not the prize.
In this story, this man should be taking her last name.
Right.
No.
In this
The legacy
story.
goes to the man.
No, it's not in this
That's
story.
that feminist attitude.
No,
I'm
it's
telling you, that's
not.
why-
That's a feminist attitude. Asking a man to marry you is ultra feminist. And
Ultra,
I hate to say
yes.
it, ultra white feminist because I be goddamn.
I will.
You're like, I'm a womanist right now.
I'm a womanist.
I'm a grown
Put a
womanist.
W on my forehead. I'm not.
I would
wait,
not.
Then you need to get it on. You need to do what you got to do. And
Okay,
that-
you'll either
and
wait or you'll move on. Because somebody
Plain
who
and
wants
simple.
you is
Plain
going
and
to
simple.
seek you
Exactly. And they're not going to
claim
waste
you.
your fucking time. And
Exactly.
that's
It's not a
the
waste
bottom
of
line.
time. So men-
It is a waste of time if
Well,
you've
I
been
know
dating.
my boyfriend wouldn't accept a proposal from me because he,
He
does
might
not
not.
want me to
He
propose.
might not. But guess what?
He's
a
what?
real man might say this.
We
real
had
man
a
might
post
say,
not too long ago, and he said, "Oh hell no."
Hey,
About,
if you went down
would
on
you
one
accept
knee,
the proposal?
Oh,
a
yeah,
guy
yeah,
might
yeah.
do this. What did he say? Get up. You know, I'll take your proposal, this and that. But let's go ring shopping right now. And we're gonna go in there and do it the right way.
Or
And
he's
he
gonna
corrects
be
the
like,
situation.
"Bitch, I told you to wait until I was motherfucking me ready."
He ain't gonna do that.
I still had about 3
he
more
might, but it
years.
depends on the
No,
dude.
remember the reason I told you why he's not? Because we understand that plight. We've been in, we fear that situation. So we
I feel
get
like Ron is always thinking in Ron. You know what I mean? Like he's like, "Well, this is what Ron would do."
Yes.
What would Ron do?
it's not me. It's a man mindset.
No, Ron speaks for all men right
Okay,
now.
my
I'm
bad.
a man mindset.
What would a man do?
Nah.
All right, so let's talk about the settling thing before we close out. So, does everybody see the video? You saw it, Ron?
Yes.
Sharada, you seen it?
You're excited about this video?
Oh, I love that video. That woman's my hero. I love that video.
I figured you would like it.
I love that video.
I met a gentleman. I was getting ready for a biopsy to determine whether I had cancer or not in my breast. I met this man, and this man came into my life just as I was getting ready to have my biopsy. He went to every doctor visit with me. He was there for me. I ended up having breast cancer and having both my breasts removed. He was there in the hospital with me. He washed my butt in the hospital. He paid my bills. He waited on me hand and foot. I later found out that there were other women. And yes, I was hurt, and yes, I was devastated. I wanted him to be truthful with me. He wasn't. And so I had a choice to make. Do I say, oh, I'm so angry with you and walk out? Or do I stay? I had to look at the bigger picture. There was no other person in my life that would have did the things that he did for me. No man came forward. No other man in my life came forward. He stepped up to the plate. And so, yes, I was devastated about the other women. Yes, I was hurt. But to go through what I went through and for us to go through that together, he was my rock. And I stayed. I was angry at first, and I did stop talking to him for a while. And we started, our relationship, back up. And I was able to accept him for who he is.
Okay, Ron, why don't you explain to our audience what was in the video?
Okay. I basically seen a woman who was dating a guy. She fell on hard times. She got sick. She had to get both of her breasts removed and stuff. The guy stuck by her the whole time, financially, emotionally,
He was a winner.
physically, everything. She was the guy he wanted. And then she found out that he had a few side chicks on the side, and he was that nice guy
Where else
to
would
everybody.
side chicks be?
And she got a little mad at front, but then this woman was such a great woman. She honestly...
She reduced her ego for this man. Oh, my God.
No, she didn't reduce her ego. What
She
did was-
submitted like she was supposed
No,
to.
what she did was she got realistic. She got real realistic to the situation. She gave a full diagnosis.
I swear I love the way you
herself,
explain this.
And then she literally made a decision based on that, based on the facts. It wasn't about what she did. She looked at the situation for what it was, and she made the right decision. And here's the thing with the video. Men have been doing this for years. Like the same stat I gave you right there. Only 20%, and you can look it up right there. Only 20% of black men got kids. The rest of the 80%
No,
don't.
you said 30 last time.
No, I said 20.
No,
I
you
said 20.
didn't.
I've always said 20.
No, you didn't.
No, don't put words in my mouth.
Wait till I play it back.
Okay, look it up.
I don't know who they have these kids with.
They having it with Rashid. That's the 6'4" dude with the tattoos and the muscles, and he got 8 baby mamas, different baby mamas.
Rashid?
Yeah.
That
whatever.
sounds like a Pan-African.
We have the same baby daddy?
We do, Danielle.
Oh,
You
okay.
didn't know?
I didn't know. I
You
didn't know that. I didn't know
Well,
that.
y'all heard of the dude with the 8-9 kids, right? And with all different baby mamas. We know that stereotype.
Okay,
right?
let's
okay.
focus. Let's focus. Let's
Okay,
get back on.
so we know about that. So the thing is, when you're dating that guy, they know he's cheating. They know he got other girls on the side. But see, the problem with women these days is they don't want to lower their expectations. And that's what men complain about all the time. Lowering their expectations. So if you don't want to lower your expectations and you need your guy 6'3", muscular, looking a certain way, making a certain type of money in that type of situation, then you're going to put up with Rashid cheating, even though you know he is, you're going to act like he ain't.
Because he's a hot commodity, right? Because
He's a hot commodity.
Every woman wants this same type of man. I'm here with you, Ron. I'm here
Because
with you.
check it. In the video, that girl could have got a little lesser lame dude.
She has
to
no
be-
titties.
She could have lowered
Now
her
she has no
expectations.
breasts.
Yeah, he would have been there. There's a guy out there that would have been there for her every single thing, just like this guy. But he wasn't gonna look like that dude. He wasn't have that bread like that dude. He wasn't gonna be on that stuff like that. So she said, "I'm not gonna lower my
I mean, but that's-
expectations.
but that's
if I want
honestly-
this guy, I'm gonna have to put up with some stuff because I
Ron,
know I'm not on that level."
It could be anything that you have to put up with because it's the 80-20 rule. Nobody is going to possibly have all the things. And even for you, you're looking for somebody childless, whatever. It's going to be some stuff that she lacks.
Of course, but I'm saying this.
He's got other women to make up for it.
No, the guy was a cheater before. Let's get it what it is. He came in that thing
As a cheater.
Wanted some other girl. He wanted to make an arrangement is what he wanted to do. He just didn't know how to do it. And some men don't know how to do that. And the thing is, you can go up to a girl nowadays and you can say, hey, you know what I mean? If your game is good enough, you can say, I want you and I need you. But you know what I mean? I'm going to pay, you know what I mean? We're going to make a little arrangement and stuff like that.
I might be having, side kids and shit like that, but we going to make it.
No, he gonna say this. He gonna say when I want to be with you, this dude was probably giving her.
He didn't say that.
Well, he's probably spending about two. If he's juggling a bunch of girls, he's probably spending about 2-3 good days with her a week. Real good days though. He buying the dinner. He coming in there ready.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You gotta spend time with his other women. So, but when he's with her, he's with her. He's spending that money. He's giving her the attention. He's giving it in because those are her days and things of that nature.
Oh, those are her days.
You bitches got days.
So, all right. So how did y'all like the wine?
I cannot. Okay.
Thing is this.
Oh my God.
Like I told you, she had a choice to say, hey.
She did have a choice.
I don't want to be with you know what I mean? I'm going to lower my expectations to be with Brian Lame over here who's in my inbox every day that really wants to be with me and won't cheat and being like that. But if she don't want to lower her expectations.
I don't think she might not even had expectations.
Oh, she got expectations.
So the better the guy looks, the more money he has, whatever the case may be, the higher that he is
Tier one.
in the food
Tier
chain.
one.
Oh, okay.
Because
I walked in on that. I wasn't here for that. I just want to be clear.
Options. He got the options.
So you need to be able.
Let me tell you something,
be able
Ron.
to settle with what he can give you.
Let me tell you something.
Right.
Hey, it's like this.
No, let me say something. Let me say something.
Yeah.
Even the rustiest bitch has options. Okay.
She does.
Everybody has options.
I ain't saying she don't have no options.
They ain't got tier one options.
She don't. She don't have no tier one options.
But you might not be a tier one option to the rusty bitch. You might be a fucking square. Yeah. Or you can't understand her because y'all aren't from the same place, et cetera, et cetera. So,
I get it, but they're on the same level as what you don't understand. Women don't understand.
Okay, so how did y'all like the wine?
Because how many times you walked up to a square, lame dude, and honestly, in y'all single days when y'all was dating, and you was like, dang, this dude kind of cocky. Does that happen? Mm-hmm. And the reason he's kind of cocky is
because he got on a pink polo shirt.
No, he has a lot to offer.
No, not because he got a lot to offer.
And he got a lot of
it's
money.
Because once a guy gets with you, that lust for him goes down a little bit anyway. So he's gonna go down a couple of notches anyway. So if he ain't infatuated with you at the beginning,
infatuated.
He's infatuated when it goes down a little bit. It's still hot.
Okay, right. All right. Thank you, Ron. We really do. We really.
You know what I mean? But
oh my God,
it's gonna go down a little bit. But most guys feel that they on the same because of the dating terms and things that's going on in the black population, things of that nature. He feels that he's on ground level. He's wondering.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you because you've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
Ron, we already know that you think yourself and men like you are the catch, and that's fine. And I want you to think that because I think I'm the shit too.
There you go.
Okay,
but what's the market giving out for that?
All right. So how did y'all like this wine?
Value.
We're not talking about statistics.
You got to talk about market
marketing.
value because that's the only thing that matters. I don't care what you could tell yourself you the shit in the mirror 10 times a day. What is the market telling you?
The market is telling me I'm the shit.
Who regulates the market?
The market regulates by what you can get. So if you got a bunch
No, that's not true. Now, with
six-figure
what you
dudes
can
coming up
get,
to you every day, because guess what? It's some women, and let's say we're talking about the black women. Some black women don't can't fathom any experience the other side is. They got so many guys coming at them left and right, buying them trips, things of that nature. And stuff.
I wish you could be a woman for a day, because when I tell you Ray with 9 gold teeth and 6-figure men equally alike and everything in between has tried to talk to me before, so I don't this does not even make sense to me. And not just me, a lot of people that I hang around with, a lot of girls that I'm friends with, same situation.
Yeah, they could be very cute girl. I mean, you know what I mean? They're gonna get hit on. But some women
but
don't
what
go.
tier are you on, though?
A lot of women don't go through that.
Okay.
But what you're saying is so based, it's so structured on outside validation.
Right.
But that's men. Men are visual.
But when you
that's
start
not all
to
men,
validate,
though, Ron.
when you start to validate yourself.
So what about a nice looking man who marries a woman who's not so nice looking?
It happens.
What is it?
No, she's saying what is that based on?
So is he married to her because he has children or something? Like you know.
Maybe he was not tier one.
No,
right.
no. It's a lot of different factors that can go in.
You know what?
It.
Maybe we should have Ron come back on and we can discuss more. Right now, I really need to know how y'all like the wine.
I'm saying this. A lot of women want a guy, certain height, certain money.
Let me say this.
They do, right?
Y'all remember what happened with Larry? Y'all remember how me and Larry got into it?
How you was gonna fight Larry in Irby's living room?
Because I'm like, okay, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Your mic is off.
Your mic is out.
Oh,
So Ron, say your final piece. You got
Okay.
literally like 10 seconds.
Okay, my final piece.
Men rule. Okay,
Women,
bye.
if y'all want a man with some money, you got to get rid of the tummy. Come on now, let's get
Okay,
let's
so
get it
how
back
did you
together.
guys
We
like
need to
the
get
wine?
it right.
I'm so cutting it.
You can't cut it.
Sharonda,
Let's step
you?
the game up. Can we not step it up for the men out here? Come on,
Okay,
y'all.
all
It's too
right.
basic.
And he's still talking.
All right, so Sharonda, what did you think?
Honestly, it would have been better if it was cold. That's so I can't take that away from the taste. I like the fact that it's unoaked. I feel like it has a totally different flavor. Like I don't think I've tasted a Chardonnay like this before, and I actually liked it. I'm gonna give it a 20.
I taste like a lot of. Is there pear in it? Or something?
It does. It has,
Okay, because
it's
I was like, I taste a lot of pear.
different fruit in here.
It's very fruit forward, and it actually kind of reminds me of a Riesling. Not as sweet,
But not that aftertaste. I don't think.
it's not as sweet as a Riesling, but it puts me in the mind of a Riesling versus a Chardonnay.
It is kind of sweet.
It says fruit forward with crisp apple, melon, and pear.
Yeah.
With a touch of honey.
I taste the pear in it. That's what I taste. I like it. I know. I really did like it.
Wow. It's the first time. for everything.
I like some of the wines that we've had. What are you
Okay,
talking
so
about?
what'd you give it?
I would give it a 22.
Really?
What?
Wow. You know what? She's in a good mood today.
Look at wine gods working in
Daniel,
our
you got some dick?
favor.
I did not.
Okay.
No, Michelle, I
I'm
need you
still
to give
resistance.
yours.
Okay.
Now.
I'm gonna give it a 20. I liked it. It was white. It was sweet. It was semi-sweet.
Power
it
to
wasn't
the
super
people.
sweet.
Okay.
So and it also has an apple on it. So go ahead. All right. Yeah, it looks like an apple.
It does. I don't know. It just kind of looks funny. It looks like but pears are small. at the
Is
top.
Ron talking again?
Oh my god.
I might shut up. My bad.
just okay. So sorry.
All right. So thank you, Ron, for coming. As always, you can find our Facebook group on Facebook. Just type in Between Us Girls a podcast and join in on the conversation. You know, like we have a lot of fun in there. We have arguments. We have non-arguments.
If you
No,
want to
what's
argue
going
with
on?
Ron is there.
Ron is there.
Right.
Ron is
Got
the hot
book club.
commodity. Tier
Danielle, what
1.
book are you guys
Tier
reading?
1, bitches.
Right. Ron
Get
is
into
like,
it.
I mean, he might be not as tall as maybe most of the men, but yeah.
Okay with that.
Lord. have mercy.
Danielle, what book are you guys reading this month?
We are reading Origin by Dan Brown.
Yeah, for those who don't know, he wrote the Da Vinci Code.
Yes.
Right. So,
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on Between Us Girls. But don't keep it a secret. Listen and share with everyone you know. See you next week.